Damian Bartoni here on behalf of Fox West Texas and the official host of MMA Monday, the only MMA show in San Angelo. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. I just told him I've been trying to get a hold of him for the longest time, and finally I got him on the show. Mario Bautista. Mario, my friend, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm so excited to have you because you're someone that I've seen rise and rise and rise. You're on a five-fight winning streak, about to go for his sixth, fight in a row. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But I was kind of stalking your Instagram a little bit, and I saw the last camp you were partnered with the company, and you were having like chicken meatballs or something like that. I have my first question is, were they good? And my second question is, are you partnering for anyone special or with anyone special for this next camp?
Yeah, no, that chicken it was pretty good. But this camp I don't have anyone lined up right now, but I don't know. We'll see what gets thrown at me. But yeah, for the most part, the chicken one's good.
Bro, I was pretty impressed because I like trying stuff like that too. It's also leaner than like red meat and stuff like that. But when I saw the chicken meatballs with the spaghetti, I was like, hey, I might need to try this out. It look kind of fire. But yeah, I know, man. You had huge news come out the other day. You're gonna fight Ricky Simon in January, so you got a little bit. I know you last fought in August. You got a little, 4 or 5 months in between fights. Tell me, man, how excited are you for this bout, and how did it all come about?
Man, I'm super excited for this fight. It's a top 15. That's something I've been asking for, I think, honestly, since I think the Benito fight. So I'm just super excited for it. And so once I got done with this last fight, obviously the fights start to slim down. So who's available and who's not, looking at the top 15. And so looking at that, most people had fights, and Ricky was kind of like the only one that was open. So I kind of figured that'd be the fight that they would give me.
Absolutely. Well, whenever, man, I was really, really excited to see you fight Cody on that August card. Obviously, some stuff happened. He ended up pulling out. Now, I wanted to ask you. I know, him, his quote unquote relationship with your gym. A lot of of your teammates aren't really the biggest fan of Cody No Love. And I was wondering, do you feel like there is some unfinished business there? Do you think like you want to have that fight again at some stage?
I think it'd be a good fight, name wise. I don't have no beef with Cody. I mean, honestly, I, I could care less. There's just he's not a stepping stone, but he was in my path. He's no longer there. I'm going to keep moving forward. But if the opportunity presents itself again, he gets in the top 15 and we line up, I would love to take that fight. No problem.
Yeah, man, I was so excited for that one. I mean, I thought it was just going to be a great contest for the both of you. I thought it was going to be a banger of a fight. And I respect the both of you because you guys really came into the UFC swinging. I mean, no pun intended, but legitimately, your first fight, you step in on short notice against freaking Corey Sandhagen. Like, you know how crazy that is? Like, you got to be like, everyone talks about fighters being a little different. Well, Mario, I think you're a lot different, bro. Whenever you initially got that call, to step in on short notice, did you at all like doubt, like were you like, man, I don't know if I want to make my debut like this, or were you just like, screw it, man, let's go?
Oh no, I think when something like that, opportunity like that opens up, it's something you have to take. And then around that time, I would hear things like, "Oh, this guy didn't take a fight," and sometimes they never call you again, or I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna take another fight before I want to go in the UFC, and you lose that fight, and then now that opportunity is gone. So no, that's something I jumped on right away. I was about to eat a big bowl of spaghetti. I know we were talking about spaghetti earlier, and they got the call. Had to go back and eat like a quarter of what I was gonna eat. So
Yeah. And
that was a crazy
yeah. Yeah, well, not only that too, like you said, that pasta, bro. Those white carbs aren't the good ones for you, man. They digest so slow. You're bloated for 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about your gym, something that I really, really like as well, is you guys in the bantamweight division have been killing it there. I've spoken to Marcus, I've spoken to Sean before in a press conference setting. Now I'm speaking to you, man. You guys are, what's in the water over there at MMA Lab, man? What's going on?
I don't know, man. Like, just we've had these group of 35ers come in, and this has been years in the making. Like, we've all started like, at 5+ years ago, and it's just like working every year, grinding together, trying to keep up with the next guy. And we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, so we definitely help each other, build up. And it's just awesome for us to succeed together and eventually get to where we're all going. It just shows that hard work, and whoever puts in the hard work, no matter where you're from, what you do, man, you're going to get to where you're going.
Man, and that's so unique because you guys have champions there. Like obviously Suga Sean's the champ right now, but you have guys like yourself and Marcus and other people who, man, y'all have been grinding. And that gym is just like you mentioned, it's littered with talent at 135. Now I asked Marcus about this because a lot of times, we're being, men and being in fields that, it's very competitive. A lot of times people, like if they're a champion, they can kind of look down at the competition or down at their peers per se. But it seems like Sean O'Malley, from what Marcus said, Sean is one of the best training partners you could ask for. Tell me just a little bit about what makes you and Sean's relationship unique, because he was pounding the table for you at the fight, back in August. And just tell me, what that relationship's like, because it seems like you guys are a brotherhood regardless of who's at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, no, me and Sean go way back. I think we showed up as amateurs together, and just doing these sparring rounds year after year after year with him, we kind of get, so when I help him out or he helps me out, we know how to help each other out. We're not literally in there fighting, trying to knock each other out. We're sticking to the game plan of what our opponent's going to do, and we work very well around that, and we just try to take care of each other. That way we make it to these fights. So I think that's something that me, Sean, and a lot of these other guys, we're on the same page, and that's the thing with being a tight team that's been there for years. Like, you don't have an outsider come in, oh, I'm a 35, or I'm going to test myself against these guys and possibly try to hurt or get hurt in the process of doing that. So, no, I love those guys, and we're here to take care of each other.
Yeah, man, it's so unique. Like I love that dynamic, and you always hear about gyms that have that kind of family atmosphere. I've spoken to people that have that train under Alpha Male, or other people that train for SBG or yourself at MMA Lab, and that seems like that's the not to say that's the norm, because I don't know how every gym is like, but the best gyms are like that. And so I was just going to ask again from your perspective, that environment at MMA Lab. Just what does that mean to you? What is that day in and day out when you go into there and you're about to put in some hard yards, man? What about that gym is just so unique to yourself?
Oh, for me, it's the family kind of like atmosphere that we have there, right? And like I said, we take care of each other. We know how to push each other. If you're lacking in a certain area, I want to get better in this area, then you go with someone in our gym that can help you with that. And we do have those guys. Like I said, we're not all the same. So, that's what it is. If you want to get better, you're definitely going to get better at the MMA Lab.
For sure. And just a couple more for you before I let you go. I want to talk a little bit more about your fight that's coming up. Whenever it was announced, I was like, oh my goodness. Two guys I love to get in there and fight. Your opponent, he last fought Song Yadong, and it was a really, really good fight. It was a one-sided fight, but Simone did show his toughness, and that's something that I feel like it's one of those intangible things that, every fighter is tough, but I feel like there are levels to your quote-unquote durability and toughness. So whenever you look at this fight on paper, what are some of the things that excite you most about this matchup?
Well, that exactly what you're talking about. His toughness. He's going to be there all 3 rounds. That's someone that you're going to have to really put away to get to make a stamp on it. But I'm picturing it being a pretty tough fight. Ricky's really good. He's been around for a long time, and he's fought some top guys. So I'm excited for this one, man. I'm really, I from my last fight, it didn't go the way I really wanted it to, but I'm looking to build off of that, and I'm really excited for how I'm going to perform this fight. I just feel really good about it.
And that leads into my final one for you. A lot of times fighters, they look at, the year before they enter, like the 2024, they look at it as, okay, I kind of map it out a little bit, scope it out. I have a season. Like Conor McGregor back in 2020, before COVID, he was like, I'm going to have a season. I'm going to go this fight, this fight, this fight. For you, I know you're going to take it one fight at a time, but when you envision your 2024, what does the Ricky Simon fight mean in that context? And just broader, what do you think about in the year 2024 as it pertains to your career?
Yeah, I think these past few years I've been trying to do 3 fights a year, just trying to get to where I'm going a little bit faster. I didn't really want to wait around too long, but I think these next few fights I'm going to really plan them out and take the right fights. So next year, maybe 2 or 3, depending on how they go. But yeah, like you said, got to get past Ricky first, and then from there, it's going to be good matchups all the way to the top. Like I'm going to really have to be prepared for these big fights are going to come up right after Ricky. So we'll take our time and see where it leads us.
Yeah, at some stage, I do want to see you fight Piotr Jan. I want to see you fight guys like that. There's just so many great fights in your division. Even a guy like Adrian Yanez, who's fighting here soon as well. Like, there's just so many big names. That bantamweight division is so stacked, and it's dope to see that you're a part of that as well. Like, we didn't get the Cody Garbrandt fight, but the Ricky Simon fight's a pretty damn good one too. So I'm excited for that one, bro. Yeah, if there's anything that you'd like to add, man, before I let you go, feel free. If there's anything you'd like to let the fans know, feel free.
Oh, just want to thank the MMA Lab, of course, for helping me out, Iridium Sports Agency, and then I just wanted to thank you for doing this interview with me, man.
Absolutely, bro. Hey, man. Hopefully after, before the fight or maybe after the fight, we can do this again. And maybe we can talk about some chicken spaghetti or whatever you have next, bro. I'm going to be watching out to see who you're partnering with, that's for sure.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much. You have a good one, all right?
You too, Damien.